The one who loves a lot ignores you. Human psychology. The paradox of love and ignorance. Love is a perplexing force. It is capable of lifting us to the highest peaks of joy, yet dragging us into the deepest valleys of despair. One of the most bewildering aspects of love is when the person who seems to love you the most is also the one who ignores you the most. Why does this happen? Is it an emotional game, a psychological defense mechanism, or simply human nature? Stoicism, the ancient philosophy of rational detachment and inner mastery, provides a profound lens through which to understand this paradox. This guide will explore the psychology behind why deep love often leads to ignorance, and how a Stoic mindset can help you navigate these emotional contradictions with strength, wisdom, and dignity. 1. Understanding the psychology behind love and ignorance. 1.1. The fear of losing control. When someone loves deeply, they become emotionally invested. This investment creates vulnerability, and with vulnerability comes fear. Fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, fear of losing control. To counteract this fear, a person may subconsciously withdraw, creating an illusion of detachment to protect themselves. A Stoic approach teaches us that attachment to external outcomes breeds suffering. If someone ignores you, their actions are a reflection of their own inner turmoil, not your worth. Detach from the need for external validation, and you free yourself from emotional suffering. 1.2. The scarcity effect in human psychology. The principle of scarcity states that people tend to desire what is less available. When someone loves deeply, they might worry about being too available, fearing that their presence will be taken for granted. By withdrawing, they create a sense of scarcity, which, paradoxically, increases their perceived value. A Stoic, however, does not engage in such emotional manipulations. Instead, he values self-sufficiency. If someone pulls away, let them. You should not feel compelled to chase or decipher their actions. Maintain your inner stability, and the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. 1.3. Emotional burnout and the need for space. Sometimes, excessive emotional involvement can lead to burnout. A person may need time to recalibrate their emotions, leading them to withdraw temporarily. It's not always about you. It's about their own emotional regulation. Stoicism teaches that you should never take someone's actions personally. Instead of reacting emotionally to their withdrawal, remain composed. Accept that people operate according to their own needs, not yours. 2. How Stoicism helps you deal with emotional ignorance. 2.1. The power of indifference. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the power of indifference. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." If someone you care for ignores you, you have two choices: react emotionally and suffer, or remain indifferent and retain your peace. By training yourself to remain indifferent to external events, you take back control. You become immune to emotional fluctuations dictated by another person's actions. You are not a puppet of external circumstances. You are the master of your mind. 2.2. Practicing emotional detachment. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop overreacting. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If someone you love ignores you, let them. Do not attempt to force their attention or demand explanations. Accept reality as it is and focus on what you can control: yourself. 2.3. The art of letting go. Seneca advised, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man." The same principle applies to relationships. If you fear losing someone's attention, you will always be controlled by them. Let go of this fear. If someone ignores you, let them. If they come back, it's their choice. If they don't, it's still their choice. Your duty is to yourself, to live with dignity, self-respect, and inner peace. 3. Transforming emotional pain into strength. 3.1. The power of self-sufficiency. A Stoic is self-sufficient. He does not seek fulfillment from external sources, but finds it within himself. If someone withdraws their attention, the Stoic remains unaffected because he does not rely on external affirmation. Ask yourself, are you seeking happiness through others? If so, you have given them power over you. Reclaim that power by focusing on self-improvement, discipline, and inner strength. 3.2. The virtue of patience and long-term thinking. Many people react impulsively when ignored. They send messages, demand explanations, or act out of desperation. A Stoic, however, understands the virtue of patience. He does not react to momentary fluctuations in attention. He sees the bigger picture. If someone is meant to be in your life, they will be. If not, their absence is a blessing. Trust the process, stay composed, and never lower your value by chasing attention. 3.3. The choice to walk away. One of the greatest strengths of a Stoic is knowing when to walk away. If someone's behavior consistently disrespects your worth, you have the power to leave. Walking away is not weakness, it is strength. Detachment is the ultimate power. The less you need someone's validation, the stronger you become. When you realize that you are enough by yourself, no one's ignorance can shake you. 4. The psychological power of ignoring back. 4.1. The law of reciprocity in human behavior. People tend to mirror the energy they receive. When someone ignores you, your natural instinct may be to chase them, seeking answers or validation. However, the more you pursue, the less valuable you appear in their eyes. A Stoic understands that attention is a form of currency. If you give it freely to someone who withholds theirs, you diminish its worth. Instead, practice reciprocal ignorance, not out of pettiness, but as a demonstration of self-respect. When you ignore them back, they begin to feel the absence of your attention, often leading them to reconsider their behavior. 4.2. Reversing the power dynamic. Attention and desire create a power dynamic in relationships. The one who chases holds less power, while the one who withdraws holds more. However, this dynamic can shift instantly when you stop seeking validation and become indifferent. By removing your emotional investment, you break free from the cycle of seeking and rejection. You become the one who is pursued. This shift is not about manipulation, but about reclaiming your dignity and ensuring that your presence is valued. 4.3. Emotional resistance. Strengthening your willpower. In Stoicism, emotional resilience is a core virtue. Practicing resistance to emotional impulses, such as the urge to text, call, or beg for attention, builds inner strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Instead of reacting emotionally, channel your energy into self-improvement. Exercise, read, work on your passions. Do anything that strengthens your independence. When you stop feeding the cycle of attention-seeking, you regain control over your mind. 4.4. Making them feel your absence. People only appreciate what they fear losing. If you are always available, you become predictable. But if you withdraw your presence, you create mystery and uncertainty. Two powerful psychological triggers that make people crave what they once took for granted. However, the key is to withdraw without expectation. If they return, fine. If they don't, you remain unaffected. You do not play games. You simply value yourself too much to be an option. 5. Mastering Stoic detachment in relationships. 5.1. Love without attachment. A Stoic does not love out of dependency, but out of choice. Love should be an addition to your life, not the foundation of your happiness. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This means that sometimes practicing detachment may seem counterintuitive to others. They may not understand why you no longer seek validation or react emotionally. But your peace of mind is worth more than anyone's approval. 5.2. The art of remaining mysterious. People value what they do not fully understand. If you reveal too much, you become predictable. If you are too available, you lose intrigue. Stoicism teaches us to speak less, observe more, and act with purpose. Instead of over-explaining yourself, let your actions communicate your strength. A mysterious aura naturally attracts respect and curiosity. 5.3. Living with a take-it-or-leave-it mentality. The ultimate sign of power is the ability to walk away at any moment. If someone values you, they will make an effort. If they do not, forcing their attention is pointless. A Stoic adopts a take-it-or-leave-it mindset in all relationships. You do not beg, chase, or demand affection. You give your best, and if it is not reciprocated, you move forward without regret. 5.4. Becoming the source of your own happiness. When you rely on others for happiness, you give them control over your emotions. The only true way to avoid suffering is to become self-sufficient. Seneca reminds us, "The greatest wealth is a poverty of desires." When you no longer crave external validation, you achieve the highest form of freedom. You are no longer controlled by love, attention, or the actions of others. Final thoughts. Ultimate power in relationships. If someone who loves you ignores you, understand that it is a reflection of their own fears, insecurities, or strategies, not your worth. The key to maintaining power is to remain indifferent, reciprocate their actions strategically, and never place your happiness in someone else's hands. When you master the art of Stoic detachment, you become unshakable. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer seek approval, you command respect. And above all, you walk through life with a sense of inner peace that no one can take away. Subscribe our channel and share for more videos.